Welcome back. If you are joining us on this episode, but you'd like to start from the beginning of Corbie's 2023 interview, just check out the description box below and click the link that will take you to the beginning. And don't forget to subscribe to my Substack for my weekly Sunday newsletter called This Week in the Sky, where I let you all know what's coming up astrologically for the next week, any retrogrades, direct motion, full moons, new moons, unique transits, and I also offer a tarot reading for all of you for the week ahead. So I hope to see you there. And now for part 5 of Corbie's 2023 interview.
You go to South Philly, and the Italian-American grandmother has the peeling statue of the Virgin Mary in the back by the barbecue. That's Ganesh in Delhi. And they get that.
Oh, the relatability of it also just gets you, it creates that bridge of vulnerability. You know, it's just like, I now know that you're communicating with me in a way that is straightforward. I don't have to try to wrap my head around what you're saying, you know, or try to understand where you're going. That's so funny because I had done, my second episode was, I think, the basics of tarot. And I went back and I added a bit just to add about decks. Because I was like, it's true. You after Rider-Waite, because everybody starts with Rider-Waite because everyone's scared they're going to be wrong. And that's totally understandable. Rider-Waite's a very straightforward deck. But exactly what you said, you need to go out and ask yourself, ask yourself first, what do I like to talk about? What do I like? Do you like talking about relationships? Do you like talking about spirituality? Do you like talking about career? Do you like what? And then with your intuition, what stands out? Is it faces? Is it colors? Is it, you know, and kind of figure out how things talk to you, and then go out and find decks that give you those senses of that. So I use Mother Peace for spirituality because it's all these it's this archaeological kind of experience. It all looks sort of it's just all symbolic, or all archetypal. Like, I don't get any sense of like love, maybe, but just not in the same romantic way. And the Goddess deck for me is a great romantic deck because it's watercolors and it's like all the major arcana are goddesses, you know. And that's true. It's like if you stick with one deck, you're gonna feel limited. You just are after a while. You do want to open up like that.
Yeah. Now, I use only one particular tarot deck, and I have lots of oracles. But the tarot deck I use is Tarot Illuminati by Eric Dunn because the artwork is magnificent.
Wow.
He uses for his for suits cultures. Pentacles is Asian. Wands is Middle Eastern. Cups is Scandinavian Russian. Swords is Tudor England. So, for instance, this is his Queen of Pentacles.
Oh, wow.
There's so much richness in
so much of a story.
Who else had? And
I'll put this in the bio section too, so people can see
Princess of
what it looks like.
Okay. Again,
that's Asian. You look at those colors.
Exactly.
And yes, they're all different races. They're all different backgrounds.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. But if you know the Rider-Waite deck, you can use that deck. One of the things that you really you don't have to, but it will deepen your ability, is to learn to explain the allegory in a way that won't scare clients. For instance, we all know the Tower card, doom and destruction. But when that comes up, I say, I want you to think of it this way. It's like the imploding sports stadium. Red Sox want to build a new stadium that got to blow up Fenway and clear the ground. So when this card comes up, you're going to have to clear the ground. Yes, there's going to be change. Yes, there's going to be loss. But when you run toward change instead of run away from it, you're going to be able to work with the change better.
Absolutely.
So they are not as scared. Same thing with the Devil card. It is not Mr. Horns in a Tail, and I will often say it's not even Jack Nicholson in The Witch of the Beast. It is being bedeviled by something, someone, or some situation, holding yourself back from your highest and best. And death, it does not mean you're going to be hit by a bus on Tuesday. Death of an old way of life, death of what you've outgrown, death of what was never you in the first place. When you explain that to them, then they're ready to listen. They're not so focused on, oh my God, I'm going to die.
I love that.
So,
I love that. I went through the major arcana in like 3 or 4 episodes, and that's so funny. I because it's for the reader themselves too, not just the client, to open your mind up to the idea that these aren't just Because I remember when I would read a lot of books when I first started, and they're
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Rachel Pollack, obviously. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
people, but they would stick with the original symbology so
Right.
much that
Mm-hmm.
I would feel full when it came to like knowing what the symbology sort of meant in like terms of like medieval or occult
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But I didn't know what it meant personally. And so like when I talked about the devil, I went through wait, was it
Yeah.
Power
It's
Tarot?
Power Tarot.
Okay, I
By
don't think I've heard of that.
you can see how this is my second copy and it's worn.
Oh
It's by
my.
Trish McGregor and Phyllis Vega. And what I love is um, let's take Page of Cups. It describes the cup, then it's general, work question, romance question, finance question, health question, spirituality, and empowerment phrase.
Oh my God, I love it. I have to pick that up.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna buy that
Power
one.
Tarot is just so, and in the back, it has 100 different spreads that you
Oh
can try.
my goodness. I don't know how I did not know about this book. That's so funny. Wow, I am
Mm-hmm.
absolutely picking that up. Yeah, exactly. Like when I talked about the devil, I walked through, how many domestic violence cases there are right now, how many
Mm-hmm.
how much material waste there is, how many,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of get it out of the occult and into the actuality of life. Like I went to the
Mm-hmm.
tower and I was like, we started with the Big Bang, y'all. We went through prehistoric times. We went through mass extinction after mass extinction after mass extinction. Like this isn't just psychological. This is real. Like this is out there. And that's the other thing. So I've noticed that when I go and listen to more modern tarot readers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all legitimate, everything's, I love listening to it all, but it's all
Mm-hmm.
really gone into a much more psychological bent since Carl Jung and all that. Everybody's kind of really sticking to
Mm-hmm.
trying to get into the mind. What do you say to that? Do you feel like that's also just sort of like going around in a loop and not really getting to the answer?
No, sometimes it's useful and sometimes it's not. And I want to find
Mm.
a couple of cards that will show you when it's useful and when it's not.
Oh,
All right.
amazing.
The the Eight of Cups. The
Mm-hmm.
wine is sour, the water is dirty, the beer is flat. There is no more nourishment in those cups. So the
Ah,
person dons the cloak of their passion, leans on the staff of their will, says that is a mother of a road, but I gotta get there. There's your psychology.
wow.
On the other hand, this is the Three of Pentacles, which normally is a guy with a stained glass window working in a church, and it means mastery and long term and blah, blah, blah. But again, Kitchener was reading a couple. This card came up. What comes out of my mouth? I think there's a deconsecrated or abandoned church within 2 miles from here, and you need to open up a cafe bakery. I had no idea where the hell that was coming from. They looked at each other and looked at me and they go, oh, yeah, we know which one. We've been arguing for 2 years.
Ah, chills all down the
That's
right
the
side.
download. But you
Wow.
have to be comfortable enough with allowing spirit to tap you on the shoulder and say, yo, tell them this,
Oh, I
or
love
you
it.
will miss
Yeah.
half your meanings. You just will.
Yeah, that's also becoming so comfortable with what you're doing that you can
Mm-hmm.
allow that to happen. So what do you
Yes.
say about the court cards? So I think that's probably the section that everyone's very nervous about or feels like they can't get right. Are they
Mm-hmm.
people to you? Are they personalities? Are they who you are? Are they outside world? How do you when you see
I
a court
tend to
card?
read them as people because generally, if somebody wants to know where the hell is he, where the hell is she, that's when they come up. And I have certain ways of describing them. Um, for instance, I love this. The Prince of Wands. The
Mm.
Prince of Wands is very intense, loves the world. And I say he's a golden retriever on 2 feet. And if they don't get it, I say, this is the dog's diary, according to a golden retriever. Woke up this morning, my favorite, had breakfast, my favorite, my favorite bath bomber time. And they're
I love
laughing.
it.
And I say, that's what this guy is going to be like. You're going to have to keep
Yeah.
trying to get his attention. Not that he's looking at other women, but he sees a squirrel.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and they get that. And when I see the King of Cups, usually that is someone who is either divorced or widowed, probably has
Mm.
grown children. But the key is whatever happened to him did not make him bitter. It made him better at accessing his emotions. This is someone who can talk to you. In a business setting, this is someone who really cares about the emotionality of a business. They want, it's not just the King of Pentacles, which is the Donald Trump make me money card. This
Mm.
is the guy that cares
Hmm.
that his team loves being there because he
Yeah.
knows that when everyone feels like they are a part of something, you get more work and you get better work. So that's how I read those cards. It depends on what the subject is, whether it's romance, whether it's career, something like that. Um, but again, the deck will tell you what they want to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, well, the question too will give you the deck, you think? Or is it more like, yeah, like that's
Yeah,
the resonator. That's the purpose of choosing so many decks.
right. If someone says, I'm feeling really lost, I don't know what to do, I can't get my mother-in-law to like me, and what am I going to do? So for that, I would pull the Ganesh deck. And the deck, when I first got it, gave me a 6 card spread. So I explained to her, I'm pulling 6 cards for you. And the first card is the core of this situation, sustenance.
Mm.
So the mother in law is afraid that if she likes you, you are going to supplant her in her son's mind. So she needs to be fed the idea that she's better than you. What is blocking the change here? Concentration. She is thinking so hard about what she's losing, she's not ready to gain a daughter in law. Okay.
Mm.
Now, this is a quality that you have, and that's empowerment. You don't have to buy into this. You don't.
Mm.
And um, and I
I
remind her of
love
what I
that.
call the duty head defense. When somebody is mouthing off at you and they're mean and blah, 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 and you know that isn't true, just imagine them, a 4-year-old, walking up to you, kicking you in the shin and going, you were such a duty head. Would you go, yes, I'm a duty head? No, you'd let the kid have a tantrum, then you'd laugh, you'd walk away. Your mom gets a timeout. The next card is what Ganesh as your ally will help you with. And dang, divine support. Hello. The next card is called Don't Be Fooled. You may think this is going to help you in this situation, but it's not going to. And
Wow.
that's revelation. You don't
Mm.
hit up the mother in law with, I know what you're doing. Instead,
Just
you
let
go
it
here,
play out.
spiritual quest. You
Oh.
start looking at what do I need to learn about my life that she is reflecting? She is the universe's teacher for me. What do I need to know?
And that's
So,
very compassionate. That's a very
exactly,
compassionate
which is
bent.
what that deck does.
And that's actually, and that's another thing is we as, the readers have to be able to discern what it is they need, because even if they're very angry at their mother-in-law, or it's unfair, or it should be like this, or it should be like that, you may not want to give a spread that's like, well, you're right, this is what's going to happen with her next, and she's going to do this next to you and this next to you, and you're just putting more of the negativity in the situation, when the real need is, how do I deal with this better? How do I
Mm-hmm.
handle this better? Because I want
Yes.
to be happy. Like, everybody's end goal is to be happy. And
Yes.
if that's your end goal, then we've got to, figure out, what are you really asking me beyond
Mm-hmm.
how you're feeling right now?
Yes. Exactly. Um, there are all kinds of ways to read people, to deal with people. Remember that we all do the best we can. We all want to be happy, and it's based on our belief system. It's why I teach people there are always 3 important questions in any situation. What am I X about? X is whatever the emotion is. Why am I X about that? What do I think would happen if I stopped being X about that? We never ask ourselves that third question.
That's really true. I think I only recently got to that, and my life has become so much easier to handle, because you really do put yourself back in a driver's seat, rather
Yes, you
than,
do.
yeah, because no matter what, things are always going to come at you, whether you like it or not. And so,
Mm-hmm.
do you let all of it stop you and analyze it and, ask why? Or do you ask yourself, well, what is it that, the universe is trying to show me? Or
Mm-hmm.
how can I handle this in a way that's to my best benefit, or to my best, or my
Mm-hmm.
highest happiness?
Again,
Yeah.
that's the examined life. Yes.
Oh, I love that. All right, Corbie. So I would like to ask you to pull a card, and I want you to tell me if
Which,
you would like
okay,
to. Okay.
which deck?
Well, so,
Do you want to look at the decks and see who's waving at you?
ooh, okay. Oh, oh my goodness. Hang on, let me. Okay, the one with the woman, she's got like gold on her cheek, and it's on, I guess,
Yes,
your left, the second one.
that's the energy oracle. Sure.
Oh, yes.
So what's your question?
Am I going the
What's
right
biting
way?
your butt?
Am I going the right way? What's biting my butt? That is definitely biting my butt.
All right. Actually, going the right way is my Osho Zen deck, but I will pull a card from here.
Osho Zen. Oh my goodness, that sounds really cool. That I haven't seen that deck before.
Take action.
Ooh, nice.
That's the word for that. But the Osho Zen deck is philosophy. And so there are three cards that I'll pull. It is their answer for if you're going in the right direction.
Okay.
Number one, where is your consciousness and how does it feel? Are you swimming with the tide or are you a salmon fighting the tide?
Mm.
Second, are you trusting what you're getting or is it a constantly, it can't be right, it can't be right, it can't be right? Third, ordinariness is a treasure. Life doesn't always have to be a crescendo. Sometimes hanging out, peeling an apple is all you need to do. Don't try to make every single moment so metaphysical. No. First enlightenment, then the laundry. Really?
Exactly. I love that. Yeah, I tell people, even if you have the most, enlightened experience, you still have to wait in line at the CVS. So, I mean, that's really,
right.
That's very interesting. I've noticed that even, your emotions can be whatever they are. You can be upset, you can be angry, you can be all sorts of things. But if inside, beyond that, something feels calm or something feels safe, then you're probably safe. And that's how I've been feeling, is even if I'm having these intense emotions or not even questioning, just like wanting to be, angry about things, or just like, it's not going the way that I want it to go. There's something inside that's just like, cool. I mean, it's just time. Like you can get as angry as you want. You're still walking this way. So it's like,
exactly so. Exactly
true.
so.
Trust it. Like you said, consciousness, trust it. And then ordinary, like I've been making sure that when I go home, my boyfriend was gone for a little while and he has a laptop at home. I'm not at my house now. And so I will go home and I'll just keep working because both my parents are workaholics, so I'll just keep working. And he took it and I was like, right, exactly. I just can't stop. And he took it and I was like, I am watching all the stupid YouTube I can possibly muster while eating whatever the hell I want right now, because I just worked 10 hours and I just need to like do nothing. I need to memorize nothing. I need to stop analyzing things. I need to stop reading things. I need a freaking break. So
Vanessa,
that's a really great validator.
what I'm going to give you is very important, and that is one day a week. You don't work. My day off is Wednesday.
Oh my God,
I
right.
do not care if you're dying. I'll send you another psychic. Because when I was on the road, the only day I knew I would be home was Wednesday. My husband was a museum director for an 8-building Revolutionary War site. He had weekend events and evening meetings.
Yeah.
But we would keep Wednesday. And we didn't care if it was Star Trek and a pizza, but it was the connection. How are you? Where are you? And so we were able to grow together, because too many times you get married and one partner is growing, the other one is piddling around. So do that, because otherwise you are going to be a crispy critter. I mean, my soul plane readings,
you're right.
12 days, 12 hours. And I had a soul plane reading like I have tomorrow. They've given me their homework, but then I'm going to be in the chair at 6:30 in the morning, deep trance meditation until I talk to them at 7 o'clock at night, pulling down past lives and talking to their higher self. Boom. Wednesday is my day off. I'm a crispy critter after that kind of work.
You're absolutely right.
Don't
that is that's so funny you said that too, because my significant other is also a workaholic. And I said, this summer, because both of us have just, given away our personal lives to what we do. And I was like, this summer, you're giving me one day, because he has a brick and mortar shop. I can, I can move things around. One day, we're going to the beach where there's no Wi-Fi, and we're going to go, hang out at the house or whatever, but we're not working. So I'm so glad you said that, because it's just like I need the permission to take a break. And it is that, like, I think that's still the budding psychic in me is like, you don't stop, you don't stop, you don't stop. And it's like, yeah, you stop, because otherwise you might not pick it up as well as you would want to if you don't rest.
You know that when you're looking at a word for too long, it just all of a sudden doesn't make sense. The
Yes.
psychic work is the same. You need a rest. You need to shampoo your brain.
You're so right. You're so right. I really appreciate that advice and validation that I'm not getting burnt out, but I will be.
Exactly so.
Like, I will be. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
and maybe just because you love it doesn't mean, like the lovers, right? It's always calling to you. It's magnetic. It, want to get pulled closer. And it's like, just because you can make concessions all day long for something that you love doesn't mean that the thing that you love needs you to make all those concessions. Like, this doesn't need me to do all that. And it's like,
exactly.
Yeah. And it's just, even meditating. Like, I will just steamroll myself. I'll wake up at 7 a.m. and just start working. And now I'm like, no, you are going to sit down, meditate for you. Just sit in the silence, enjoy it. And then, we'll go take the dog for a longer walk. You're going to make your coffee. You're going to listen to the awful street noises outside like they're beautiful. And like, you're just going to take a second before we start this day. Yes. Thank you so much, Corbie, for being here. Thank you so much for being you, like, just for being a person that I can look to as a metaphysical mentor. It is rare that I get to meet people with such experience and so much honesty that I feel not only seen, but that I have a road I can walk that feels authentic. It doesn't feel like I have to be somebody that I'm not, or work on things that I don't want to work on, or become so impressive in some kind of way.
That's ego.
Yeah.
And ego will trip you up. You do the work because you love it. You let the universe show you what you need.
I love it.
And remember, you're human. You'll make mistakes. You just look at it, dust yourself off, and go, next.
Next. Thank you, next. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Corbie. And I hope that I get the chance to do a reading with you soon, because I have not had a past life reading. I've had an Akashic Records reading, but I've always wanted to know about my past lives because I've never been able to see them before. And I think that would be really special. So, and to everybody, you will see, just check out the bio section below. You will see all of her social media, all of her website. You will be able to go and check out all of her readings, because there are plenty to choose from. And you can obviously see that this person is authentic and an awesome human being to communicate with no matter what. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And remember, if you'd like to know what's going on in the week ahead, or if you'd like to get a weekly tarot reading, go ahead and subscribe to my Substack, and you will receive the Sunday newsletter, This Week in the Sky. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Take care.